Hello and welcome to 2CrazyMedia. I'm your host Matthew, and today we're going to be talking about the Xbox Developer Direct. That's right, today was the 2026 Xbox Developer Direct. They've been doing this sort of Dev Direct for the last few years now, and we've talked about it a couple times in the past couple of videos on the channel now, how just excited we are for it. You know, the three games they were set to show off today was Forza Horizon 6, Fable, and Beasts of Reincarnation. Three games being that we're very much looking forward to, and I just could not wait for this. Like, especially for getting to see Forza Horizon 6 for the first time gameplay, just was so excited. If you don't know, Forza Horizon is one of my all-time favorite franchises of all time, so I've been really looking forward to this. So this has been a long time coming, and if you don't know how the Developer Direct usually works, usually Xbox every January shows about 4 new games coming, and they kind of do a deep dive into each one where you go to the developers, the studio that's making it, and they kind of give you a deep dive into the game, usually interview style. It's always really good, and it's been great every year, and this year it's no different. It's been great. It was a really good Developer Direct, honestly one of the best we've had yet, and they've all been like 10 out of 10 showcases, but this was definitely a 10 out of 10. Like, everything they showed was just on point, looked great, showed well, yeah. So I say we hop straight into it. So as I had said earlier, they had announced there would be 3 games coming, but there was a 4th secret game that, no shock. I'll talk about that one in a minute. I'm going to go in order of what was shown. Also, sorry if I cough a little bit or sound sick. I've been just kind of trying to get over a cold that I've had the past few days. So the first game they started the show with was Forza Horizon 6, which is what I was most excited for. And as soon as they clicked on it and started with that, I was like, oh my god, here we go. And it did not disappoint. This game looks amazing. I'm just so blown away. Like, I knew it would look good because every Forza game just looks insane and beautiful. But this game is gorgeous. And it's not just that, but the map looks awesome. Japan is like the most highly requested location of any location for a Forza game, and it's been one I've also been asking for so long now, and so to finally get and see it in game is wild, and I can't believe that it's real. It doesn't feel real, honestly, watching the trailers and stuff, but yeah, they showed off basically 12 minutes of the new game and gameplay and a bunch of new features coming, which they all look great. We'll talk about them right now in the video, where one big part of the game is the progression system. They're changing it from, in the past few games, the progression system has been not that great because you kind of start out, they give you, like, in Forza 5, you literally start out as, like, the head of the Horizon Festival, so, like, a legend already, and you get given a Corvette in the first 5 minutes of the game, which is just that, like, takes away from any progression. Working your way up, and people have been asking for so long now about an actual progression system where you start with a cheap car, and then kind of work your way up. And this game, it seems like they are really doing that again, where you don't start out as a Horizon, you don't start out as a legend or a pro or even a rookie. You start out as just a tourist. Like, when you start the game, you're just a tourist, and you first have to do a bunch of qualifying races to even become a Horizon rookie. So you're probably going to start out in some really, like, slow cars, which is awesome. I think that's great. I think it kind of stops people from, like, immediately out of the gate just owning 5 different supercars, which kind of destroys the progression in a lot of Forza games. So that's awesome. The progression is great. Another awesome thing they talked about is, like, customization. Car customization, they talked about new Forza Arrow, which is always great. New body kits, which all look awesome so far. New cosmetic tire wear, which is pretty cool. And a big requested feature is finally getting to put stickers on windows, which has been highly requested for a long time now. Another thing customizable that isn't cars is houses. Houses were introduced in Forza Horizon 4, where you can purchase houses. And in Forza 4 and 5, they didn't really do much other than each house unlock, like, a new feature. Like, I remember in 5, one house unlocked fast travel for free, or just fast travel, and then another one unlocked 2 wheel spins every day or something like that. So In this game, I think that it's probably gonna still have that, but you also get to have your own. Each house has its own garage that you can then enter and basically choose which cars you want to be stored in the garage, and also just customize your garage with the event lab, which is so cool. I mean, like this is a feature I've wanted for so long, to be able to walk around our garages and see the cars that we want to add there, and like really make the garage our own living space. And also other players can enter our own garages and see. That's just so cool. It's such an awesome feature they're adding. For more on the event lab, they're adding a new feature where you can like co-build. So you can like build event lab anywhere on the map at any time with your friends and stuff, which is going to be so much fun. You can build with people. They introduced a new thing called the estate, which is you unlock later into the game, I believe. And it's basically just a big, flat, empty area with like overgrown trees where you can just build whatever you want. And if someone joins your lobby, then they can also go to your Horizon estate and see what you build and all that stuff. And it just sounds awesome as well. It's like even more customization. Like someone could go create a racetrack there. Someone can go create a massive house. Who knows? I think I might create like a massive mansion compound for myself. That would be awesome, with like a racetrack next to it. Like that just sounds like such cool customization. Speaking of like playing with other people, they also talked about how they're bringing back car meets, which is a feature from Forza Horizon 2 and 3. But in those games, there were certain areas on the map where you can go to a car meet and see other players' cars and other NPCs' cars. But there were always loading screens connected to it and all that stuff. In this game, there's no loading screens. You can just drive to like the car meet areas. Like they explain one place that's in real life called Daikoku, which is a famous parking lot in Japan and Tokyo that you can go, and there's a car meet there, and you can drive in the game and see a bunch of online players there as well, park their cars, buy a copy of their car, and join their convoys, and then go challenge them for street races, toge races, which are going to be new in the game, which is awesome. Other than that, another like open world feature they added is like time attack tracks, where there's going to be certain areas on the map. Like they showed in the trailer, there's like a part of the map where it's like a little tiny like track, which looks awesome, super cool. I love homegrown tracks like that. So that looks like a fun part of the map. But you go there and like you just no loading screens. You immediately starts a time trial where you drive around the track, try to get the fastest lap times, and see like the leaderboard of online players right on the map. That just seems so cool. Getting back to the progression system, speaking of the map, the way the progression works as well, once you like, you start as a tourist, and then you do qualifying races to become a Horizon rookie. As you work your way up, you get wristbands, which wristbands were in Forza Horizon 1, and this is the first time they're coming back, which I think is actually, they might have been in Forza Horizon 2 as well. But wristbands are back, which is awesome. And as the more you level up and get more races, the more wristbands you earn, and those wristbands allow you to unlock more races and just more features. And once you become a Horizon Legend, get the final gold wristband, then you unlock a new part of the map called the Legends Island, which seems like it's gonna have a new racetrack and just super cool areas. So that's awesome. Like the open world just seems insane. Like it seems wild, from them talking about Tokyo City, which is so cool that we get to drive around Tokyo City in a Forza Horizon game, especially at night with the neon lights. Like total Tokyo Drift vibes with that. And they talked about how it's compared to the last largest area in a Horizon game, which was Guanajuato in Forza Horizon 5, which was the city there. This Tokyo City is 5 times larger than that. So yeah, it's the largest basically area they've ever built in a Horizon game, 5 times larger than Guanajuato. That's crazy. So that's gonna be bad. So they said it. There's like 5 different areas in Tokyo City, like downtown. You've got like the docks. You got the industrial area. You've got like the residential area. It just seems crazy, like bigger and better than any city we've had in any other past Horizon game, which is awesome. So Tokyo City looks like a place where everyone's gonna be spending so much time. But just the open area of Japan outside of Tokyo also looks awesome. They showed off like massive fields. It looks very vertical. The verticality of this map is crazy, especially compared to the very little verticality of Horizon 5. There's just so much verticality, so much mountains, so much tight roads. Like, it just seems like so much great drift roads. It seems awesome. I don't know if we'll be able to go to Mount Fuji. It's in the background of like every scene in the trailer, but I don't know if we're actually going to be able to go to Mount Fuji. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool if we can like drift down Mount Fuji. They also talked about seasons and how seasons are going to have a more drastic change to the map compared to Horizon 5, where, you know, during winter season, it's going to be snow all over the map, kind of like Horizon 4. They even said that there's going to be an area in the map where it's like this alpine mountain area that's going to have snow during all 4 seasons, which is pretty cool. So if it's summer or spring or fall and you're missing the snow, you can drive over that area of the map, put on your snow tires, and go drift around the snow. There was even a scene in the trailer that blew me away where it was like, it probably is going to be in that area of the map, where it's these giant snow walls. That was insane. Like, that, I could not believe when I saw that. That was probably, I think, the coolest scene in the trailer, at least for me. That was so cool looking. But yeah, I can honestly talk about Horizon 6 for hours. I cannot wait for this game. This is my other than GTA 6, this is my most anticipated game of the year. And just everything we've seen so far from this little 12-minute look just seems like it's going to be a masterpiece and one of the best games of the year. The developers have confirmed that it is coming out on May 19th on both PC and Xbox Series X and S, and then coming to PS5 this year at a later date. It is right now currently available now for pre-order on Xbox and PC, and you can now wishlist it on PS5. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're excited for Forza Horizon 6, because I know I am. I cannot wait. Alrighty, that was a lot of Forza Horizon 6 talk, but now let's get to the next game that was shown off, which was Beast of Reincarnation. This is a new action game from the developers of all the Pokemon games, Game Freak. This is like an entirely new video game that they're working on. And it's like an action RPG Souls-like game. I'll be honest, this is probably the game that got me the least excited and interested in at the showcase. I'm not the biggest Souls-like fan. I've tried a couple Souls-like games and just not the biggest fan of them personally. And this game didn't really grab me. Like, I know it grabbed a lot of other people. Just personally, just not the biggest fan. It looks pretty cool. You play as this girl called Emma, and you have a dog named Ku, and I kind of explained it as like a one-person, one-dog RPG, which sounds pretty cool. I like dogs. And it's this whole like apocalyptic world, like 4029 is the year in Japan, and like you've got like the blight, which is like taken over everything, and these like robots that were once humans and all that stuff, and you're basically trying to like save humanity from extinction. It looks pretty cool. It's coming out summer 2026. It is going to be coming out on everything from Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation 5 day one on all those. It's going to be coming to Game Pass, just like every other game this developer direct is. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be trying this one out. I think for the people who enjoy these types of games, I think it looks awesome for them, and I think they're going to enjoy it, and I think it's going to be a good game. But for me personally, it's just not my type of game. Like, a lot of people don't like driving games, so like Forza 6 wasn't like the biggest thing for them. But like for me personally, Beast of Reincarnation, while it looks cool and I can see why a lot of people are excited for it, personally I'm not the biggest fan. If I had it for free, maybe I'll try it out, give it a little try, see, but I just don't think I would maybe spend money on the game personally. Who knows? It could come out, everyone could love it, like an Expedition 33, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try. Like Expedition 33, I didn't like turn-based games before, and then I played it, and now I'm like, yeah, I'll play any turn-based game. So who knows? This could be Beast of Reincarnation. So yeah, pretty cool looking. Yeah. And that's coming out summer 2026. They didn't give an exact release date, but my guess is probably June, July, or August. Alrighty. The next game, and this was a surprise one. This is the fourth surprise game that they usually do at the Xbox Game Developer Direct, and that was Kiln. This is a new game from Double Fine, who is an Xbox-owned studio, and they have made a lot of games from Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2, Brutal Legend, and even the new Keeper, which came out last year. They're a much more indie studio, but they've been really putting out some awesome indie games. Like, all their games are so creative and so different and so unique. I'm definitely a big fan of Double Fine. And this game looks awesome. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest multiplayer guy. I usually like to stick to single-player, story-focused, narrative-driven games. But I see this and I'm like, you know what? I would definitely love to give this a try. They described it as an online multiplayer pottery party brawler, where you basically like create your own pottery pots and stuff. It can be like a big pot, it can be like a tiny little bowl, it can be whatever you want. You can create it, put stickers, paint it, like whole crazy cool customization. Looks awesome, looks super fun. And then you can basically then go battle other players in like a 4v4 multiplayer mode. Looks super cool, looks like a lot of fun. It reminds me of something like the Splatoon or like even a Foam Stars kind of. They talked about how it's like expect high energy expressive multiplayer action. It looks like a lot of fun. They revealed a good amount of it, showed a good amount of gameplay. It looks like a fun time. I would definitely be interested in trying it out. They said that it is coming out spring 2026, so probably sometime like March or April, I would guess. And it is coming out on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC, which is awesome. And also coming soon coming on Game Pass Day 1, which is great. Yeah, I think Kiln looks good. I would be interested in trying it, I guess more than Beast of Reincarnation. But that's just me personally. It looks fun. Seems like a game that I'd maybe enjoy for like a day, and then probably stop playing it after like a day or two. But I think I'll have a great time with it for that day that I do play it. Like, it does look like a fun, enjoyable time. I'm a little worried and kind of interested in seeing like the actual lifespan of the game and how long it can really survive and thrive and be popular for. But I hope it does good because it looks fun and I love everything Double Fine does. So yeah, that's Kiln. Looks pretty fun. Pretty cool surprise, I would say. Alright, and finally, the last game that was shown off today was Fable. This was the big one. I may personally have been most excited for Forza Horizon 6. I can agree that Fable was the big game of the show. This was the big one. Everyone was like, okay, this is definitely going to end on Fable, and indeed it did. And this game looks awesome. We've seen little glimpses of gameplay before in like Xbox showcases where like we've seen trailers of like cutscenes and stuff. But we've never actually seen like actual gameplay. We've seen maybe tiny little glimpses, but never the HUD and everything like that. So it's never really felt real in a way. I've always been really excited for this game. I've never played a Fable game before. I don't really know much about the older Fable games, I'll be honest. But what makes me excited about this game is who's working on it. It is another Playground Games game. And I'm like, honestly, I love Forza Horizon so much that anything Playground does, I'll play, whether it's Forza Horizon or something else. And them actually making something that isn't Forza Horizon is really interesting. It's built on the same engine, the Forza Tech engine that Forza Horizon is built on, which is so weird to see a game that isn't a racing game on this engine. It's a beautiful engine, and Fable looks gorgeous. But it's kind of just crazy to think about that. And yeah, so they're making it is a open world action RPG. And basically they kind of explained how you begin the game as like a child growing up in like a sleepy like rural village. You're kind of like the first hero. The world is Albion, and you are Albion's first hero in a generation. After something bad happens in the town, you set off on an adventure, and you venture out into the open world. And they said it was like basically it's a true open world, so you're free to go wherever you want from the start of the game, which is awesome. And yeah, so we've only seen little glimpses, but we never got to see true gameplay until now. And like, this game looks awesome. This was, other than Forza Horizon, this was my game of the show. Because like, I knew what to expect from Forza Horizon. It blew my expectations away, but you know what to expect when it comes to Forza Horizon. This game, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really know what was going to be up with this game, and it blew me away. I cannot believe it. I was like, I'm excited for this game. It's Playground. But now I'm like super excited for this game. Like, I cannot wait. It looks awesome. All the systems they talked about were like the dynamic. It's a living, breathing world, where I know a lot of games kind of talk about they have a living, breathing world. We see that all the time now. But it really does seem like this game, like they are not lying. Like, every single NPC that you meet, all 1,000 of them, they have their own names and lifestyles and traits and jobs and daily activities that you can just watch and follow and see. Super cool. And you can romance every single one. You can talk to every single one. Every single one will have their own opinions on you. Everything is subjective. Everything is every single NPC kind of thinks differently of you. They gave examples of like, if you decide to become super rich, like the super rich tycoon who buys up like you can buy businesses, and if you buy up like a ton of businesses in the town and become super wealthy and become like this tycoon, then like some of like the more poor NPCs around the map will like call you bad words and like total British humor. So I think that's a lot of fun. It's pretty funny. They talked about how this game has a lot of like British humor, and you could definitely tell that from the trailer. You know, kicking chickens, all just a bunch of fun. The combat is another thing that blew me away. It looks awesome. The animations of the character and the adversaries that you face off against all look really smooth and really cool. Because this is a Forza Tech game, it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. There were some parts of this trailer even that I was like, this does not look real. This gameplay does not look real at all. Like, it looks that good. You can use different like magical spells like fire and lightning. Like, everything just seems so awesome. This game seems amazing. You can romance any NPC you want. You can marry as many people as you want, I believe. You can have kids with NPCs. It's insane how crazy and immersive this game seems. Like, I cannot wait. You could be a hero, you could be a villain. People will look at you differently. Things in the story change people's opinions. Like, this game just seems crazy. I was not expecting any of this, to be honest with you. I just was expecting kind of a simple RPG like we've seen in the past with a lot of Xbox RPGs lately. And so this has blown me away. It looks awesome. I cannot wait. When they talked about a release date at the end, they did just say it's coming out autumn 2026. So I would bet either August or September, which makes sense. I think it's kind of cool that a lot of people were expecting it to come out at the end of the year, like November, December. But no, it's pretty early on. It's probably going to come out before Halo Campaign Evolved and Gears of War E-Day, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this game just does not seem real, and in the best way possible. I can't wait for it. I do think it's going to come out this year. I don't think it's going to get delayed again. And it's coming out, the best part, it's coming out on both Xbox Series X and S, PC, and also PlayStation 5 day one, which is awesome. So PlayStation players can get to play it the same day Xbox players. I love when they do that. Honestly, I'm all for Xbox bringing games to PlayStation. I know, obviously, that kind of sucks for people who have Xboxes, and PlayStation won't give any of their games to Xbox, which sucks and it's lame. But generally, as someone who plays on PlayStation for the most part, I find it great when I'm like, oh great, I can buy that game on a PlayStation instead of an Xbox day one. That's awesome. So yeah, I cannot wait for Fable. This, other than Forza Horizon, was my game of the show. Just Can't believe it, honestly. I would not have expected that going into it, like, as such a big Forza Horizon fan. Would not expect to be like, oh my god, Fable really stole it from me. But it did. It looks amazing. I cannot wait. Genuinely, I do believe that this show was so good because Xbox showed off most likely two possible Game of the Year competitors. Both Fable and Forza Horizon 6 look and seem like they can be very strong competitors for Game of the Year. Like, as crazy as it is to say, Fable looks insane. It looks massive. It looks like it could definitely be Game of the Year competitor if it really does live up to the expectations and hype that they've set. And if it can land everything well. And then Forza Horizon 6. Honestly, in my opinion, every Forza Horizon game is deserving of Game of the Year. They're all some of the best racing games ever. And even in 2021, when Forza Horizon 5 came out, that won IGN's Game of the Year that year. So it's a big deal. It's sadly never been recognized at the Game Awards in Game of the Year category. It always ends up winning Best Racing Game. But I think this is the year finally that, because there's no question, there's no doubting that Forza Horizon isn't going to be the best Forza yet. Like, I'm very confident in saying that I do believe that Forza Horizon 6 will be one of the best racing games ever. It will probably be the best Forza Horizon game ever, and it will be one of the best games of the year. Probably one of the highest rated on Metacritic games of the year, in my opinion, as well. And I do hope that it gets nominated for Game of the Year this year. But yeah, that was the Xbox Developer Direct 2026. We had 4 amazing games shown off. All 4 look awesome. At least 3 of them are games that I cannot wait to play. One of them is like a dream come true game for me, Forza Horizon 6. Again, most anticipated game of the year other than GTA 6. Absolutely cannot wait. Counting down the days for it. And Fable blowing me away. Kiln looks like a ton of fun. And while Beast of Reincarnation may not look like the game for me, it definitely looks like it's going to be an awesome game for a lot of other players. So that's all. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the Developer Direct, how you felt about the games, which game you're most excited for, which game you can't wait to play first, all that. And yeah, that'll be all. Let me know maybe what you rate out of 10. If I were to give the Developer Direct a rating today out of 10, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It was great. So yeah, stay tuned this Sunday. We're going to have another news video with a bunch of fun news to talk about, a bunch of big news that's been happening this week. I'll also be asking my co-host about his thoughts on the Xbox Developer Direct, as he's also a big Forza fan. So we'll get his thoughts, see what he has to think about it. But yeah, that's all today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.